What's up, guys? Welcome to Crypto Cartel. We're here to give you guys live TA, live alpha, all the opportunities we're finding in the market. Bitcoin is currently making a new all-time high at 77,000, looking super bullish. So there's, of course, Bitcoin looks good, but there's also opportunities in the altcoin markets. Great altcoins that are still yet to run with Bitcoin. So we're going to be taking a look at the best setups for you. And with that, let's get started looking at Bitcoin.
Awesome. All right. So welcome, guys. I'll start giving you a little bit about where we are with Bitcoin. So here, give me a second.
You want me to kick off?
Nah, I got it. Screen share. All right. So let's zoom out. So we've talked about, going back, about this breakout we had for a while. We were flagging since March. We had our, final breakout around October, late October, the retest, and then, elections came up, and then we just ripped, right? So right now we've been, we went from 68 all the way to 77 today. And overall, the trend is looking, again, still pretty bullish on all time frames. You can see the 5-day. We're looking very strong green candles on the MACD. Monthly has flipped amazingly. This is incredible. Look at that. It's got a lot of momentum. Stochastics has turned up. And, our RSI is also pointing to the upside, which, we could potentially make a higher high or a lower low. But either way, we're still going on all-time highs here with Bitcoin and price discovery, right? And the smaller time frames, one of the things that I was looking at, and I sent it into the Telegram group, was specifically a shoulder, head and shoulder, right? To the downside, right? But funny enough, we rejected that whole idea and we pumped up on this rising channel. So it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen over the next few hours. We are, as you can see here, we've touched one, twice. I'd like to see a third time here. But if not, we could potentially come back down or, dump again to this area, or, we could head out all the way to 78,000 and maybe higher. Now, the reason why I say that is the 4-hour has been looking pretty bullish in general, but this could change in literally about like 30 minutes. The MACD is closing. Usually when we see a, pretty bad, red here, once we start coming in here, we see a pretty nasty dump with Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. We could be seeing prices of within, 73,000 to 72,000, potentially coming back to touch the, the 21 MA on the 6-hour, the 4-hour, so on and so forth, right? But overall, look, we've been overbought for the last 3 days. The stochastics has just been flipping on and on and on and on for higher highs. But this could be potentially be a short-term pullback. So that's what I'm seeing in the short time frames. But either way, the macro analysis, we're still going to be making higher highs in general. So that's a quick update. Do you have anything to add?
No, I think, obviously, like in price discovery, prices aggressively going up. People are FOMOing in. One thing I do want to show real quick is the ETF flows yesterday, which I think are the biggest flows from a daily perspective, the biggest day of inflows since they launched. You see my screen?
Yep.
So you can see here, November 7th, 1.3 billion inflows, which is massive. The biggest day so far. So what does this tell you? It tells you that people, as price goes up, it's people do the opposite. Like instead of buying when price is down, people want to ape, because right now I think 100K is kind of a magnet right now. I think anyone buying here is targeting 100K. Not to say we're not going to have pullbacks in between, but this is just like aggressive panic buying. And, just to reiterate what we talked about last stream, you have a pro-crypto president in the House and in Senate. And I think the fact that it was a red sweep is even more bullish than just if just Trump winning alone. He's launching DeFi products. The VP is an ex-VC. So, I think all that to say is that any dips are probably going to be higher highs and are going to be opportunities to, Bitcoin might dip like 3 to 5%, but altcoins will bleed pretty heavily when that happens. And you can see, I think BTCD is looking like it maybe wants to roll over, but keep an eye on this for sure. But basically, when you get these pullbacks, it's a great opportunity to uh, scale into the best altcoins, right? Like the cyclical outperformers, because typically they go much lower than they should because people are levered up, right? And like there's liquidation cascades, so you get some good levels even still on some of the best alts. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And of course, we're going to have some meme coins as well. We've been making some great calls the last few weeks, so we're going to continue finding those gems.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys tuned in for the last weeks, we've, both Henry and I have had great calls, usually getting, some good, we've got like 1x's, 2x's, 3x's. So I mean, we've been doing, we've been pretty spot on. So make sure you guys to go onto our Telegram and follow us. But some of the coins that we want to talk about today that we know are going to be making some at least a 1x, right? But they will, they have staying potential overall. And in any dips, if you can buy them, we not financial advice, but they'd be great opportunities to get into these projects, right? So the first one we're going to look at is Phantom. And then we'll go to Tau, Cass, and then Sui. But let's take a look at Phantom first, right?
Yeah, maybe as like an intro, I can just quickly talk about like what the catalysts are, what it is. So
yeah, so let's do
Phantom. Yeah. It's one of the older projects. It's been around, I think, since 2017. But they have one of the best devs in the space, Andre Cronje. They call him the godfather of DeFi. So they're rebranding to Sonic Network, and they're basically going to make themselves more competitive with like Solana. And that rebrand and upgrade to the network is happening in December. So I was looking at the charts earlier. I think we both were, and we're seeing kind of the TA align with like the anticipation of that upgrade. So it's always good to know, from a timing perspective, when you can expect a catalyst and then line that up with the TA like we are here. So you enter kind of knowing that something is gonna, besides the TA, something is gonna come into the market that isn't priced in yet, and basically reprice it to the upside.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, this one has really been respecting all of the in general TA. We've double bounced on the 16 cent, and then I think those news came out earlier last year, I think, or I don't know, I don't remember when, but we had a good pump. We went all the way up to about $1.23. We pulled back, I would say, what was that, like a 80%, right? And then this was obviously a great entry here. We did a retest and then we continued, right? And a while back I was looking at this one, and this was a great indicator to really think about entering this position, which we did have this shoulder, head, and shoulder that literally took us out to literal Valhalla there. So this was a nice little pump from 25 all the way to 80 cents, and that was a 200% gain, right? We came up and then we retested this area here, right, of the shoulder, head, and shoulder, which is a healthy sign, of course, right? But now that we did that, you may not see it, but there is a bigger shoulder, head, and shoulder, and a cup and handle in general. So, and this is one of the things that I also showed with AAA, right? It was at a flag, but it also had a shoulder, head, and shoulder, right? So to me, those are very powerful moves. But as you can see, we're making a big shoulder, a big head here, or like a bull or a cup and handle, whatever you want to call it, to then continue, right, to rip. So overall, in the macro levels, this is looking incredibly bullish, with a lot of momentum to the upside, right? So it's one not to fade. The 5-day is stochastics is about to turn. RSI cross has happened, and we have a strong green candle here on the MACD. So all in all, it's been incredibly bullish. I really like this coin. So let's just look at the the how could I say this? Let's look at the pros and cons to see if we could actually scoop it up at a little lower, or if it's just going to continue to rip, right? So I was looking at this earlier today. I did put in an entry. I did get stopped out of Phantom, but essentially we're making this flag, right? And we were respecting this area here, but then we got wicked out, and then we came back into the price action. And right now it seems like we don't want to hold that price action, which means we may potentially want to come down. So if I readjusted this, we would be looking at a bearish scenario short term, right? Which this area would be a great time to scoop up. It's a great support region here on the white line, but anywhere between 65 to 67, if we do get those prices, I think is a great place to get in to then, continue to the upside. So as you can see here, we have bounce, bounce, chop, chop, bounce, rejection, comes back in, retests, breaks it, retests, pumps up. So this area, the 65 region, is a very, very good area to take a look at if you want to get in the, for the longer time in the bull market, right? So I would recommend this area here. Not financial advice on this one, but that's what I'm seeing. And then, from there, we just continue to, go back to all-time highs. I would say like 120 or maybe even higher, depending on their catalysts. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I want to point out a couple things on here as well, because I do think it's one of the best looking charts in the market that maybe hasn't ran yet.
Yeah.
And not had its like true run, right? So, you see my screen?
Yep.
So similar to you, not exactly like head and shoulders. I mean, I see it as well now that you pointed it out, but I think it's been like in this bear market range since May of 22, right? Since the market topped out in April, and just been ranging, accumulating, kind of broke out, got back into the range, and is now kind of flagging here. And I think an entry that I would like to see is just the monthly open. So that's at, like, I think the pivotal levels you were describing at 66, 65. And any retest of that, I'm logging. I'm probably going to size up pretty big there, because I'm looking at this and it looks almost exactly like I want you to look at this and then look at Doge. So Doge had like very similar price action, like
exactly.
This dump starting in when the market topped in April, this bear accumulation, fake breakout, actually comes back into the range as well. Not as much as Phantom, but I bet if we zoom in, you get this kind of flag pattern here, and that's essentially what I think you're seeing with Phantom. So it just looks like almost identical. So I think Doge is definitely foreshadowing what's to come for Phantom. And the other thing I want to look at is versus Bitcoin, because as we mentioned last stream, like Bitcoin is really in the stage of the market, of the bull market, where it just starts outperforming everything. It sucks liquidity out of everything. So you definitely want to be checking your Bitcoin pairs when you're looking at alts that you want to buy, and make sure that they're outperforming Bitcoin. Otherwise, you really shouldn't be in that alt. You should just be in Bitcoin. So we've had this massive downtrend, like still hasn't broken out of it yet, but it looks like it's starting. It could be the first higher low that we've had, right? So we've had low, lower low. This, I'd like to get in on like this higher low if it comes back, or that this one, this bounce could have been it too as well, right? So I think really, really good looking chart. It is still, I think, below the monthly open versus Bitcoin. So I think you are going to get some entries on this one. It's not going to move as fast. Yeah, it's actually just rejecting now against the monthly open versus Bitcoin. But, if we zoom out, when you have like a reversal of a multi-year trend like this, it's pretty explosive. So definitely one of the better looking alts in the market.
Awesome. All right, so let's move on to Tau. Yeah, I know Henry has brought Tao. Has talked a lot about it over the last few months actually. So this one's actually really good to look at. It's crazy that I personally missed this entry, but I mean, if you think about it, it was just a month ago or 2 months ago. Tau was at 200, which is actually kind of crazy to think, and it went ahead and it did a 200% gain, right? Which is incredible. Then, similar to the chart you just showed, this one just retested the 5 day, right, 21 MA, and then just like that, it ripped up again. A lot of good support here. But in general, if you look at this is like a bigger flag, right? This is very bullish, and it looks like that flag we broke out of it, right? So, and that's on the bigger time. That's on the 5 hours. So let's look at the 4 hour here, and what I've been seeing. Essentially, we broke out of that, and then right now we're flagging, right? It wouldn't surprise me if Tau comes back to retest like 470, so this area. So I think that would be a really good entry. I would say this area right here would be an incredible entry, because what you're seeing is flag. We're retesting the breakout, just exactly what Doji did, and we also talked about that multiple times. And then eventually the Tau would be creating this shoulder and head and shoulder to then continue to to go to the upside, right? But entry levels for this one, I would say anywhere from 474 as low as like maybe 460. Yeah, maybe 460. Yeah, so I would say that range to then get in for a nice pump, because I mean, honestly, what I'm seeing for Tau, and Henry, I know you have your targets, but I'm seeing this one at about minimum 1,000 minimum, right? So it could maybe go even higher.
Yeah.
So that's what I have for this one. Do you want to add anything to this one?
Yeah, I'll take a quick look at it and maybe talk about the fundamental bull case. I think everyone kind of knows crypto and AI is going to be one of the leading narratives this bull run, and Tau really became like the preferred asset to like express that view, express that growth. And that's what happened in this initial run up. Obviously, it came down with the market, but I think it actually started underperforming right around the time that I think GOAT came out. So it did steal. GOAT did steal like some mind share and narrative uh, out of that AI. Getting that AI exposure. Like GOAT was like the brand new thing, but like from a fundamentals perspective, I think Tau could be either a top 10 or top 5 protocol, because they're working just what they're working on. They're going to be an L1 for AI, and uh, they're actually like one of the few projects innovating, creating something new, creating something valuable this cycle. So yeah, I was actually eyeing it around these levels. Around when it got under 200, under 300, I wanted to buy it under three. Basically at 200 is what I was eyeing, and uh, it just I never got to enter, unfortunately, and I kind of missed this first run up. But to me, I'm getting vibes of like ETH when I when ETH came out, and a lot of innovation was happening. A lot of people were bearish on it, didn't understand it. That's kind of the vibes I get on this. So really simple for me. It's excuse me. If you take the fib of the last impulse, you retested the 0.5 here, and I actually went in on a leverage trade on election night. You can see it bounced here, and I saw it was at the 0.5, and I entered. But I didn't do it with like full size, unfortunately, because I didn't expect things to bounce so fast. So I just got like a smaller piece of what I wanted. But basically, I think as long as you're above this 0.5, it's looking super bullish. And now it's bouncing off the 0.38. It's also bouncing off of the monthly open, which are basically at the same level, around 486. So I think if we were to get below 486, then I would say you probably are looking at 440 anywhere in this green box to scoop. And yeah, my target for this is anywhere between like 2 to 4,000. I think is reasonable. 10x.
Nice, nice. And I think that probably I could definitely see that. Maybe like a what's that like a 5x, 6x? Yeah, that's pretty good.
From four,
Um,
yeah. If you scoop it up, yeah, if you scoop it up 500, I mean, I could see you getting to 5,000 too. Like if it becomes a top 10.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think those aren't crazy things to think about since we know that AI and memes are running the show, right? So, yeah.
yeah, and like the other thing to point out is we're right now. Why are we only looking at L1s, right? Because L1s have the biggest premium to them because uh, they have the biggest ceiling because all the value is built on top of them, all the apps, all the dApps, decentralized applications. And when you think about the most valuable applications being built in the world right now, it's AI applications. So if you're the leading decentralized network for that, then yeah, you're going to be worth a lot of money. I mean, OpenAI just raised at what, like 150 billion, and
Yeah.
Tao's at 4 billion, and they want to be the decentralized
Yeah.
OpenAI. I'm not saying they could, but that's what the market's going to start pricing in is a possibility.
Right. Yeah. So keep an eye out on that one. Definitely Tau is one to not to fade. So the other one we've been talking about for the last few weeks, we've talked about this one on and off at least once a week, I think, is Cass, right? And Cass has been an interesting one. I did set this one up, these areas, which was the 200 MA monthly. Essentially, what we're looking at is to sustain these levels, right? Exactly like we did here, support, support, support. We actually Cass ended up wicking all the way to 10 cents and 11, right? But it's I think it still needs a little bit more sideways movement. One of the things that could get this Cass out of this slump would be this shoulder, head and shoulder, and then continue to the upside, right? But overall, I mean, it's still in a way looking bearish. It's making bullish divergences, so it's got to um, do a lot of movement in price to get itself out of it, right? And people also want to buy this; they want to have a reason to believe in it, right? Really don't know why this price has gone so bad, right? I mean,
I
they're
think
getting.
you just alluded to it right there. They had a KRC20 come out, which is their like and their ordinals on Cass.
Oh, that's right.
But
That's right.
I think what you said of like they need a reason for people to get excited about it again because that came out and like hype cycle is over for that. Uh, and I think they could have some reasons coming down the pipeline. I haven't looked into it, but I
Mm-hmm.
know on their roadmap is smart contracts, things of that nature becoming like a not just right now they're just a currency. They're an L1 that's just a currency. They don't have any apps built on them.
Mm-hmm.
But with the team and community they have, all you need is one bullish thing, one thing to give the people hopium, and guess what? They're back shilling in and everyone's back piling in. Like I think Cass is
Yeah.
a top like it could also be a top 10 crypto.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's the biggest thing. And it's very important. They may come back and say because it's kind of crazy how everything has been ripping, but yet Cass has been the lagging one. But prior to that, it did
It was
incredible, right?
leading, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, it was one of the leading cryptos. But I think with what you said, with thinking about any news or catalysts that are going to come up, I think it's worth looking at the charts while all of that is happening, right? Because I think it's
for sure.
eventually, if we're getting bullish, we're going to see some accumulation. And I do want to point something out. We had in the past in December of 23 all the way to February of 24. So about 3 months, it was just accumulation. So it took 3 months for this to accumulate to then rip again, retest, and do another, crazy run. So it wouldn't surprise me if we start doing something like that here, right? Do some sideways movement. I'd want us to break this trend here, though. Like it's a very big rejection point, right? Once we break this out, do a retest, then we can continue to the upside. But it's something to keep an eye out on because it could also do some crazy moves, right? And it's one not to fade. So just
Can you
yeah,
can you check like the 3 day or the weekly?
yeah.
I just feel like
So
it looks
it's
like it wants to
it,
stop people out
it's that's the
before
thing. Like
something you just said, like because it looks like it wants to roll over. That's what that's the vibes I'm getting. I mean,
yeah,
it is rolling over right now. It
to
doesn't
the
look like it wants
downside.
to stop.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things like that I've been seeing. Like in the smaller time frames, you can see if it wants to get out, but even in the smaller time frames, it looks weak, right? And then look at, I mean, there's a big distance between these two, right? And this is on the 5 day, so this has to get a lot closer for it to rip, and that's going to take a lot of time, right? And the
Yeah,
weekly, I mean, the weekly is the only thing that's starting to look decent, right? Because we're starting to flip here. But this may oscillate a little bit more sideways before we even get a pump. But
yeah,
overall, the 3 day, the 5 day, and I think it's the daily. Like, look, the daily barely made a higher high. The stochastics went up. And look at the MACD, it's weak. There's no momentum, right?
yeah,
In order for me to be bullish, is we have to get above this mid range, right? That's when we start seeing like the big price action. But overall, it's shoulder, head and shoulder could get it out, but it's got to be a catalyst that has to happen. So
yeah. Completely agree.
yeah. And then last but not least, we're gonna go into Sui, one that Henry and I have been talking about for quite a long time. And so let me just kind of clean this up really quick.
Yeah, this and Seoul have really been leading the market.
Yeah, I mean, and you can look at the data for that. We've been showing you the data, the inflows, and essentially what we're seeing here is a flag. That's what we're seeing. I mean, there's nothing else to be said here. We've been going through this range of, the 220. We made an all-time high, and then we came back down. So we're just ranging here before the next leg. I do want to remind you guys that not long ago, about 2 weeks ago, we were at 160, and then we went all the way up to 238. So we made like a 50% gain, right? And this is clear. This is clearly going to become a resistance area, which eventually, once we break out, will become the support because we'll have to retest this area, right? And so this is just going to be chop, really. To be honest with you, it's just going to be sideways movement. If, and this is a big if, right? If Bitcoin decides to pull back, expect Sui to do the same. And in a way, I did see like almost like a double pattern, like a double, like an M pattern that would kind of take us all the way down to, this 200 moving average on the hourly. But essentially what you would be seeing is a retest of this trend, right? Just like we've seen it on Bitcoin, just like we've seen it on a lot of these. But that's where it would take us. Ideally, all we want to do is just go sideways. This would be incredible if we just went sideways. We waited for the 21 MA to start touching, come here, touch, and then we continue to go, right? So I'm looking for that sideways movement. But again, if we dump back to like the $2 area to the 210 area, I think that's a great entry to continue to see Sui go to even all-time or higher highs, right? So yeah, that's what we have here. Overall, the daily's holding up really nicely. The 3 day is still bullish. The 5 day is mega bullish. I mean, we've just flipped on the stochastics. But again, these are the bigger time frames. So it may take some time for us to continue to do like a sideways movement here, some chop before we rip. And if we get lucky and Bitcoin decides to go to like 80K, then we're definitely going to see this get there faster, right? But yeah, that's Sui. Keep an eye out on that. And then if you want to add anything to this, Henry.
Yeah, just a quick thing to add, like
Yep.
on the USD chart, and definitely want to look at it as well versus Bitcoin because, as I mentioned, that's really important to make sure that if you're in an alt L1, if you're in altcoins in general, you want to be outperforming Bitcoin. So you see my screen?
Yep.
So yeah, I think agree with you. It's kind of in this range, but it's looking. You want to see either like price acceptance here above this old all-time high. If it gets below, maybe a deviation here to the monthly open or the 0.38 of this last like impulse. But overall, still looking super, super bullish. Again, we mentioned it's leading all L1s. And if you look at it versus Bitcoin, we marked this area on a prior stream as an area of resistance, right? And you can see it's been kind of rejecting from here, but let's hope that it turns kind of resistance into support. And then you are above the monthly open here, so as long as you're kind of above this, I think you're still super bullish. So yeah, it's kind of, and it's flagging versus a bit, versus Bitcoin. So that's super
Yeah.
bullish. Like it looks like it wants to rip out of this flag at some point and make essentially what's going to be new all-time highs versus Bitcoin. So
Yeah, no, I like that. This chart, the BTC looks really good because
just
that's
one big W.
exactly. So I mean, if you take take the top to the bottom and then see the gains. Yeah, yeah, this is
Yeah.
crazy. I forgot about this.
You got to check the Bitcoin pairs,
The
man.
Bitcoin.
The other
Yeah.
one I like
Huh?
to look at here. So the target there would be almost double. So, not out of the question to see SUI double, or in that case, maybe Bitcoin doubles and SUI does a 4x, right? That's kind
Right.
of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
And the other one I like to look at is versus Sol.
Oh,
And, Sol looks really bullish. There's not much to say about this other than it just looks like it wants to go. It's breaking out. It's just a lagged version of the Bitcoin chart, right? And we all know what happened when Bitcoin broke that diagonal. So that's, Sol is the chosen one of the cycle. So if you're gonna be playing an alt L1, I even like to look at the pair of Sui versus Sol, because again, I'm not gonna buy. If I buy an altcoin, it should be outperforming Bitcoin. If I buy an L1, it should be outperforming Sol. Otherwise, let me just hold on to Sol and chill, right?
right,
So
right.
we saw that it's kind of been in this range, like rejected here in February, came all the way down, deviated, rejected just about a month ago, and I'd be interested to pull a fib and see if we did retest any, like the point 0.5 or any other key level here. And just for you guys that are watching it that aren't that familiar with pair trading, essentially when this chart's going down, that means Sol is outperforming Sui, and when it's going up, that means Sui's outperforming Sol. So it means it's gaining faster than Sol and becoming like the exchange rate is going up. So it looks like, yeah, look at that. Retested the 0.5, would have been a perfect entry if you were in Sol and sold it for Sui. And now we're up at the 0.38. So I think if you're really bullish, like we probably don't lose this level. But overall, you're in the top 50% of the range. So as long as you're above that, you're looking to target at least the top of the range here, which is about another 50% worth gains versus Sol. And then if we look at the monthly open, we're a little bit below the monthly open. So I'd like to see Sui kind of get above this monthly open, and otherwise, I think you're going to see some outperformance. Maybe both will go up, but if it's underperforming, maybe Sol goes up faster than Sui for some time. Maybe you see like a double bottom here, and then reject off and back to where it's headed. So yeah, Sui's looking really good. But what's interesting is we've been talking about Sui meme coins, right? Because we've been talking about the flows, and we're almost questioning like why aren't meme coins going up if Sui's doing so well? If there's so much money coming to the ecosystem, well, I think this week you're really starting to see a big move, and obviously our favorite on the network has been AAA Cat, which we're going to get to in a second. But even if you look at it as a category, the Sui memes, they're really over the last week, really like the top 6 are all in green, right? So basically telling you like Sui meme season is starting. And then over the last day, AAA Cat was the big outperformer. Even over the last week, if we sort by volume, uh, it is starting to take a lead here among the bigger market cap ones. So, we've been giving setups on the live, giving setups in the Telegram, and we really are placing our bets that this can become like a pop cat of Sui. And if you aren't as familiar with that, maybe go back to some of our past live streams. But yeah, really, showing signs of potentially becoming a leader. I think we were looking at it just before the stream, and any close above here, above 21, where it just rejected at would be the highest daily close ever and would be extremely bullish. Now, I wouldn't, I'm not surprised that it's rejecting from there because that's obviously all-time high. It's going to be a tough level to break on the first try, but definitely showing all the signs we want to see. Anything to add there, Alex?
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a really good breakdown overall. But I mean, you just have to, if you guys are, probably new to crypto or new to memes, I would recommend you look up the chart or I'm sorry, not the chart. Just go on Twitter and just type in the ticker, right? And then understand like what the noise is, and that's where you need to be, right? Where the noise is. And I think that's probably something to really consider when you're aping into something. But anyway, we did talk about this one. If you go through our past videos, all the way down to like 5, 6, 7 million market cap, right? We've been talking about this for quite some time, and first targets for me is about 36 million market cap. But if we kind of take a look at the fib, how does this one go? So it would be from here to here, right? Yeah, no, the other way around.
Are you looking for the target?
Yeah, for like
down.
some other targets. So other targets that we could be looking at are, essentially I have this next one here, which is fairly close, right? So we should be seeing around 38 million. But I mean, we could see some of these go up to, I mean, it'd be great to see it about 200 million, right? But
That's what it's asked for.
I know, right? I mean, this is for sure easy 100 million, I think. So I mean, we're only like a 5x from there right now. So it's something to definitely keep an eye out on. And yeah, keep listening to where the alpha is. And this is one that, if we said this before, Sui's an outperformer, then we know what AAA cat is going to do. And in the past, we've also talked about the whole cat cycle, right? And this is the cat cycle this time around, right? So just look at that, right? But
yeah.
yeah.
I lost my train of thought. It's AAA.
AAA, and then memes in general.
All right. What else? What else do we have?
Do you want to take a look at some of the ones that you had up? You want to share your screen?
Yeah. Dang, I feel like I was gonna say something good about AAA, but I like totally blanked. Right. Let me share my screen.
Go for it.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, I think the main thing that I found surprising about this move was it's happening while Sui is consolidating. Like, it didn't have that big of a move. It didn't take much for AAA to double, right? Like, I mean, we had this move down from 230, 30% down, right? And then 40% move up. I guess that's a pretty big move, but even while we're down over the last day, you're seeing some of the memes go up, which to me kind of signals like smart money is starting to get positioned. Like, they understand this ecosystem might be next. And I think any dip you get, like, and retest of this, like we were talking about, is just a great. You might see a little bit of a dip on AAA and some of the other memes too, but that's going to be a massive opportunity. Like, we showed you the chart versus Bitcoin. We showed it versus Sol versus the dollar. Like, this thing wants higher. It's a matter of time. And when that happens, the Sui memes are going to absolutely explode. Like, what do you think is going to happen if Sui goes up 100%? If it at least just doubles, which I don't think is unreasonable.
Yeah.
And, I'll show you how it can in a second. But if it just goes up 100%, I think at the very minimum, AAA is going to go up 200% at the very minimum, which would put us around 60 mil, it looks like. But if we've moved like at a 5 to 6x leverage to Sui like it has been, it can become $100 million coin. I really believe that. It's at 20 mil right now. So, and the reason I think Sui is definitely not done yet is if we look at the other L1s, and like kind of like the competitors, right? Crypto is a market all about comparables. So even if you're looking at it from a FDV perspective, if you look at other L1s and we just pull up FDV here, fully diluted market cap, right? And we rank it by that. Sui, it's the sixth largest network, 22 million FDV. It actually just recently flipped Cardano. But if we look at BNB and Solana, that's a 4 to 5x away, 6x to Solana. And if Sui is, the Solana of the cycle, like everyone's saying, there's maybe a 6x is a lot, but it can definitely do a 3x, which
Yeah.
would be $6. So if Sui goes up 200%, then PopCat, AAA cat is going up at least like 200%, like 1,000%, right? Like
Yeah.
5x. So 1,000% would put us, I think, at 200 million. So
Yeah. I mean,
that's my call right now. I'm saying 200 million per AAA. This is the PopCat of Sui, and then it just depends how crazy like Sui meme season gets, right? How many degens can they really attract?
yeah, no, for sure. Do you want to talk about the whole thesis of PopCat and, yeah, I mean, essentially, yeah, PopCat and AAA, right?
Yeah, I think the main thing is if you guys know GCR, or actually, well, I'm not gonna look for the tweet now, but this guy GCR, he's a legendary trader on crypto Twitter, and he said that at some point there would be a cat cycle because what we've seen dogs go, Doge is up at 30 billion, Shiba's at 11 billion, like a lot of the newer with Bonk, it was dog season for a while, but cats are just as popular as dogs. So, something like a PopCat, like right now, the only cat you have above a billion is PopCat, right? And if we
Yeah.
go to the categories, we look at memes. There's like the aggregate market cap of cat memes versus the aggregate market cap of dog memes is multiples apart. While cats are just as popular in the world as dogs, right? Some countries more popular. So I just think you're going to be seeing a lot more cats over a billion. I think PopCat could go to 5 to 10 billion, and yeah, that's really it. Anything else to add, Alex?
No, I mean, I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's just one thing that I do want to also add is the fact that, remember, with the flows, right? Flows have consistently been going to Sui, right? Sui and Solana out of all of them. So, yeah, don't fade on that.
Exactly. So, just want to take a look at the memes. Like, what's doing the most volume right now? You have Doge, Pepe, with Nero. We gave a setup for Nero. Let's just take a quick victory lap on Nero because we talked about this literally a week ago. Do you remember that?
Yep.
A
Yeah.
week ago, we are like, this is Doge 2.0. This has all the makings to be a giant. What happens a week later? Things over a billion, or it got over a billion. Now it's 900 million. And it's still doing crazy volume. So it went here above all time high, and we drew out this flag the week ago, last Friday, and you had a crazy move, 100%. So we've kind of been on a little bit of a winning streak here, but it is a bull market, so
Yeah.
we should be on a winning streak.
That's another thing I forgot to mention. I mean, we're gonna be. I mean, everything's gonna be running really, really well. We're gonna be in a nice bull market. We're gonna have a lot of opportunities, and like I said, everything's gonna be running in general. So it's definitely a great time to be making money right now. So just don't fade on that overall.
Yeah, and I was looking at this thing the other day, Geeko Cat. Uh, they have this investment deck. Apparently, it's one of the oldest Japanese cat memes.
That's
Like
hilarious.
there's like 4chan. You heard of that?
Yeah, 4chan. Yeah,
Yeah, apparently this came out when there was like 2chan, which I didn't even know there was a 2chan.
that's
But
funny, dude.
the reason I wanted to I pulled this up is because I was talking about that tweet, and it's kind of hard to see here. But GCR, he said, I believe China and Asia in general will fuel the next run. It will take quite some time to melt Western cynicism towards the space, but the East is ascending and yearning to flex. You should be hanging out in WeChat. Many future pumps will be on coins your circle doesn't even know, which, you know, maybe that's the case. But he called the cat season basically. I thought they had in this deck, but I guess they don't.
Hey,
But
sorry to interrupt you really quick, but we may have a really good potential buy like right now. So can you check your Telegram really quick?
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it's actually very urgent, very very urgent. So
what
just do
what
it.
is it?
Go to your Telegram and then look at the message I just sent you.
Interesting. This is coming hot off the presses. All right, let's take a look at this.
All right, and then
Are you buying already?
yeah, I'm about to buy right now. I just got the message, so I'm about to ape. You
The
can't
same.
fade something like this. What's that?
All right, we're bringing you guys live alpha here.
There you
So
go.
I'm even suffering not buying to bring you guys this alpha. Pull it up really quick. Same. Okay. So I'll pull it up first. Is it this Toga?
Yeah,
Okay. Let me buy it real quick. Then
yeah,
we'll
go
talk
for it.
about it. I
If
want to
you
see
want, go.
if it's
Let me see if my buy has gone through, and if it has, I'll go ahead and bring it up. But
it's in a bit of
it's
a pullback.
the price is just pretty wild, dude. It's moving too
Well,
fast.
can you tell the people what we're buying here?
Now hold on, I haven't even researched. I just know that it's the same deployers as Goat is essentially
Allegedly.
allegedly, right? Allegedly, we don't have any proof of that yet, but we'll worry about. I mean, I'm gonna worry about that later. Not financial
Yeah,
advice.
in a bull market, sometimes you got to ape first, ask questions later, right? So
Yeah,
we'll buy small, and then we'll
we'll see how
see
it goes, right?
what becomes of it. And hmm, do they have any proof that it's the same deployer?
Well, look at the screenshot that I forwarded. There's like a screenshot right next to the contract address. So just
Okay,
look at that.
I'm gonna share
Yeah,
it with
share
the
it.
people.
Share it.
We're bringing you guys live alpha here. We're not messing around. All right, you see my screen?
Uh, yeah, go for it.
So we got this guy ZF Gambles. He's saying it's the same deployer as Goat, 2.5 million market cap, and it looks like it's pulling back here. So this just came out about an hour ago, and the same deployer as Goat, but the Goat thing was just deployed on Pump.Fun, right?
Yeah,
Like that, like Truth Terminal didn't make it. It was essentially adopted by Truth Terminal. It looks like it might be giving us an entry here. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's
really
about
tiny
it
time
wants it to
frames, but
786 exactly, or we may get front ran, but we'll see what happens.
yeah, I'm gonna add a bit here. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, let's keep looking into it. So what did he say about it? Oh, let's
I
look at the
mean,
pump.
honestly, yeah. Let's look at that first. So I quickly looked at Photon just to see if it was like if there were any like ruggy things or shady things
Yeah,
in terms of price action, right? But overall, it looks kind of clean. I didn't see any red flags. So distributors like the people that hold it, they're not. What do you call it? There isn't like whales holding it, so it's pretty fresh. So so far I think it's a decent coin.
you see
But
my
off
screen?
that, no, hold on. All right, there you go.
Yeah. So one thing you want to look at is the wallet distribution. It looks like the top 20 wallets don't. It doesn't look like they own too much of it, so that's good.
Yeah.
You did have this wallet spreading some of its supply around 2%, but not terrible. I've definitely seen worse. Uh, let's see what else we got going on. So we look at the pump.fun because it should be the same dev, right? So let's see here. He says, yeah, deployed goat, deployed toga. Just a goat wearing a toga. That's hilarious. But has he deployed other tokens? That's my main question. Because if he's deployed a bunch of these, then that's not that powerful of a narrative, right?
Right.
So I would have loved to see this when it first launched, man.
I mean, this one launched 50 minutes ago. You know.
Yeah, but imagine finding like I guess people have like alerts on this deployer, right? Like because it was a matter of time before you launch something else.
Actually, that is true. They probably do have.
This guy said, I think this will send no bundo. So that means for you guys that aren't familiar with bundos, basically when a coin launches and the supply is kind of cornered by a bunch of wallets and they kind of try to hide it. Dev is creator of original Goatius. This could run. Okay, so I'm seeing what I like so far. I'm gonna add a bit.
Yeah, go
here.
for it. I'll go ahead and look at while you're doing that. I'll look at the price action here. But yeah, I mean, it's a brand new coin. There's not financial advice. We're literally making a cup and handle, and we don't want it. It honestly didn't even look like it wanted to give the 786. It just it's either
How
the
much you buying? That's what I'm wondering. How much to buy here?
Dude, you can't talk about that. Not financial advice. What
no, not exactly. But like, how much? Like, you going small, medium, or large?
Well, I think our definitions of that is quite different. So
no, I mean, just your personal definition. Small, medium,
to me, small.
Don't give me any numbers. Don't give me any specifics.
All right. I mean,
small, medium, or large.
All right. Just think about that AAA bet that I did, and to me, that's like a medium size. So let's just put.
You're going bigger than that?
No. So I'm going like a little bit more conservative. But that's like, if you get an idea, that's about like.
All right, let's. This is actually turning out to be much more interesting than what we had planned. So
yeah,
let's do some live. We're going to show you guys some live due diligence here. So, yeah, let me know if it dips because I do.
Damn. So here's the thing. So can you see my screen? So that's one thing I was about to say is, when some of these coins are very bullish, they only hit the 618 and then they rip from there. It doesn't pull back, right? And so this is what I'm seeing from this impulse here. Like, it's kind of like it just didn't want to. It could literally just right now just a whale dump and we hit that and then we rip again.
Oh, I think this is solid, man.
Yeah. So
the guy's only deployed 2 coins, GOAT and this one. So I think this could go.
All right. So I guess we're going ape here, huh?
I don't know, man. I mean, I definitely don't one clip, be smart about your entry, average down. But I think, I mean, 2 million seems low for something like this. I've seen dumber stuff go way higher.
But just remember, this is 50 minutes old. And until it gets to CT, all of crypto Twitter and people start, talking about it and, doing all that, I think we could be onto something,
Yeah. So do you want to check Twitter?
Yeah, hold on.
Search. Are you buying more?
Yeah, I know. I'm transferring some money to my.
Oh, you're slacking, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was in other places. How much are you aping?
Not much so far. I think some of my transactions aren't going through.
Yeah, dude, it's been a problem for me too.
So that means like this thing's moving pretty volatile. I'd say like I'm aping bigger than I do for this market cap. That's for sure.
How much do you usually actually? Don't give numbers, but
I mean, as a percent of my portfolio, I do less than 1% for stuff like this.
Yeah, I think
I'm thinking about upping it for this one. I'll just put it that way.
That's definitely a safe bet. Definitely a safe bet. Let's see if there's any new updates for this one. All right. Let's see what this guy says.
You checking Twitter?
Yeah, I'm about to go ahead and do a quick dive on Twitter. Well, I'm still looking at some of my other bags, but all right. Yeah, I think this is a breakout. It's a cup and handle. Do you see it? I mean, well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, let's go to Twitter. Let's see what we have here. Let me keep that price action. So guys, yeah, if you want to look at a coin, just type in the $sign and then type in, just the $sign and the symbol, and then see what it says. And here we have Stand Trader an hour ago. I just noticed Togo was deployed by the same dev. It only had 5K views. All right.
Yeah, I think this is some real alpha here, man.
What's that?
I think this is some really solid alpha.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's looking good so far. It seems like it's one to not financial advice, but in general to ape a bit, Are you aping more?
Yeah, I'm aping. I'm aping pretty big. Not that big, but for something this size, definitely.
I mean, because we've seen these before, and once the word goes around to, hey, by the way, this has been, exactly what this guy said. I mean, this guy found it at, essentially tweeted this 2 minutes ago, and this is going to start spreading like a.
Who tweeted it?
There's some random people. Crypto Boyka, Echo, Spill seems like a big one. It says yet again, this motherfucker wins the shittiest influencer award and shilling another scam.
Who?
This was the wallet that created the token that it was spoofed. So let's see what we're seeing here.
Wait a minute. That sounds important.
There, do you see it? And then we'll go to Mesoteric afterwards.
What does that mean, spoofed?
I don't know. So here, let's go to Mesoteric. Let's see what he's saying. Hold up. The GOAT dev received the soul migration fee after migration. Toga is the second coin deployed by deployer. And there's actual proof here where
look at the comments. Look at the replies.
How did the GOAT launch it? That's the only way to receive fees.
No, not the code. The dev. Is it the same dev that launched it?
What do you mean the same dev? Well, you can go into the Solana thing. Let's see the scan, because he did put out the scan for a reason, right? He is showing proof in a way. So I don't know how, what I mean?
What does that mean, though, spoofed?
I don't know. About an hour ago. All right, let's not hold ourselves up on that one. Let's keep going. I think he might be just fudding it, so you get
It's looking super bullish. It's looking like it's flagging.
Yeah. No, I think people are just
trying to FUD for an entry.
Yeah, I think that's the case. Which I don't blame him. I mean, I do the same.
Yeah, this is definitely highly risky here. What we're doing, aping a brand new contract on a whim, basically. But it is working out so far.
Yeah, especially when we're in a time where everything just kind of runs.
Yeah, like something like this. Are you done aping, or?
Yeah, I'm done aping.
So do you want to explain why we're so excited and why this is such a urgent opportunity? Oh, we're at the end.
Are you gonna ape? Are you aping right now?
I was saving the last clip for lower, but I don't know if we're gonna get it.
Yeah, what I just did increase your slippage. Honestly, that's the only way it worked for me. But all right, yeah, I mean, let's just kind of quickly, and I'm gonna go back to a chart really quick, and this is
just play back. It would be helpful if you just played back.
I'm just gonna go right now, really quick, and I just want to just talk about how it started and how it ended up, right?
Well, yeah, I think what would be interesting if you just give your thought process of when you saw that message, why you felt the need to stop me, and for us to ape immediately.
I mean, it's really
walk through
okay.
your first initial thought process there.
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially, I saw the message as Henry was talking about something, and I kind of I tuned you
It's
out a
a
little bit.
good thing you were ignoring me.
Yeah, I was tuning you out because I needed to see this, and then I saw this, and it was like, all right, Toga, blah 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 blah, 2 million market cap. First of all, I already
And
like
it's
the
right
market
near
cap.
that entry too, which means like we're still somewhat early here.
Yeah, and then I saw this right here, and I think this one kind of made everything happen for me. It to be honest with you, I'm willing to risk it because of seeing this, right? The same dev that made Goat made Toga, right? To me, that's enough to see it. And then you see this in Pump Fun, and I had to stop Henry and be like, "Yeah, like we have to. This is one that personally I can't fade. I'm gonna ape, and I'm willing to lose whatever it is. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But then, yeah, that's the reason why I had to stop everything to just that's it. We don't. There is no top thought process. It's more of how do we connect the two, right? Goat
It's
right
basically
now
like
is
intuition is
yeah,
goat
800
is
million market cap. This is a
yeah.
2 million market cap. The minimum this could do, even with little hype, it could go to 30 million. Minimum. That's all I have
Wow,
to
you
say
think
about
so?
that. Yeah, what do you got? What are your thoughts? Did you ape or
Well,
not? So then I can.
what I'm doing now is I'm selling all my smaller memes to ape this
Okay. Then I'll
because I
talk
think
about, well,
this is gonna go up higher than all of them. I think
yeah, all right. So
like
while you're doing that,
it's gonna run faster basically.
yeah, while you're doing that, I'm going to just kind of go back to the birth of GOAT. So,
No, so okay, before I think we should really be looking at Twitter to make sure this is what we think it is.
all right. Let's see.
I think obviously Goat, we all know Goat ran to 1 billion, and if the same guy that deployed Goat is deploying something, our bet is that it's worth more than 3 million, which is what it's at now. That's the thesis.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very bullish. I'm
Now, what we're
conservative.
doing now is essentially just covering our bases, making sure we're not getting rugged. Is there something that someone did to trick us? Is it really what we think it is? That's what we're doing now.
Honestly, I think the way you play it is a lot safer than I do. I just ape and I wait, and then I do. I
I am
go.
aping.
Yeah,
I'm
but I'm
just telling
saying
you what
like
we're gonna do after we ape.
I get off like I usually just ape, and if for example, if I were to be doing this right now, like without the live, I'd ape and I just go on a walk really quick and just kind of forget about it, and then eventually come back, and then I start doing
No,
some.
you have to understand really exactly what happened because people are talking about spoofs, whatever the hell that means.
What is this? I'll look it up right now. What's this? Why are whales aping in it? I mean, these guys are really good at talking about this. Same deployer as Goat, Toga. I mean, how can you spoof when token? Oh, here it is. How can you even spoof what tokens a dev has launched on Pump? I think that's a good point. How can you spoof that?
That assumes you know the definition of spoof.
No, I mean, in context, right? Like, can you even spoof what tokens a dev has launched on Pump?
Dude, I hope this thing runs to 100 million. Like, imagine if we just caught 100x on the live. That
How
would be
much?
sick.
How much did you ape? Text message me. I want to see.
I aped 20% of my meme folio.
I don't know how much your portfolio is, but if
It's
it's a
my
big
meme
one,
folio.
all right.
And I'm still not done. But it doesn't look like it's retracing, so I'm just gonna have to keep
Keep
buying.
aping.
Wow,
Yeah.
this thing's running. Damn.
Yeah, I'm conflicted right now.
I'm just slowly adding here. I don't want to bring my average up too much.
I mean, I just right now. Oh, here, let me show you the chart really quick. What I want to see right now is us breaking higher highs. We're retesting
It
the
looks like
second
it's
higher
about to
high.
go, dude. It looks like it's people are finding it after us now.
50 minutes, man. That's what it was. This is now an hour old. It's an hour. It's a baby. It's a baby goat.
It's a baby toga. It's about to make all-time high. So it's up here. It's up about 60% since we showed it to you guys on this live.
Yeah, I mean, this is substantial. This is going crazy. Yeah, let me know how much you aped. Send message me, dude. I want to front run you.
Too late, man. Too late. I think I should have gone bigger initially, but it's just had to tread lightly with the spoofing allegations. Now we got to figure out what spoofing means.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think this is gonna come back. I might have to. Well, I just have to give it the full clip here.
Yeah, I mean, there's this other guy saying, the Stan Trader saying, very interesting to know that Toga is actually not deployed by Goat Deployer. Then it says Toga deployed by, and it gives us the Toga account, and then the
Can
other.
someone confirm this? Can you click on it and see what people are commenting? If anyone's like,
Yeah. Let's see.
Because if it's not.
Okay, so Stan Trader first said, I just noticed Toga was deployed by the same dev as Goat. And then literally 30 minutes later, he goes, very interesting to know that Toga is actually not deployed by Goat.
Can someone confirm? But why would you tweet that if you don't know? Like,
he was probably trying to pump his bags, man.
But dude, I'm on Pump.fun, and it shows like coins created, like it shows that image, and it's only Goat and the other one.
Share it with everybody. I want to see that.
Wait, hold on, I'm not done aping.
Come on, man. I'm trying to ape now. I gave you like 30 minutes. Hurry up. You know what? We're going to put a pause.
Wow,
here.
It didn't even let me ape one soul. It said one soul exceeded the slippage limit. Oh, because I have it set to 2%.
I had to
4 million, dude. Wow. Okay.
I scaled out of some AAA to add on to this just by the way. I had to.
Yeah, I had some soul lying around. It's I'm up. My P&L is it's moving pretty wildly.
Pretty substantial.
Yeah, I don't think, man. I don't know, man. You think this comes down again?
Honestly, I don't know, man. I can't. There's just honestly just with the hype of.
I mean, it's going into price discovery, so I don't think it is. I think unless that spoof thing that they're talking about is really bad, I think it's on. Wow. Okay. All right, I'm basically all in here.
You wanna show us your P&L? How many soul are you up?
I'm up 40% so far.
Oh shit.
And I'm almost done. I might have to sell some. Well, I don't know. Probably shouldn't sell other stuff. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Now we just let the market decide. Just keep an eye on it for me. I'm gonna check Twitter here.
Yeah, go for it. Well, I'm gonna start aping. So go ahead and share whatever you need to do.
Yeah, let me know if it goes under 3.5 million. All right.
All right. You want to share your screen?
Yes. Okay. So, sorry about that, guys. Had to make sure I got in there. Got to eat what we found. All right. So first thing is I checked the wallet that everyone's saying is deployed it, right? And it does look like this is the same deployer. If you do coins created, it is the same deployer as GOAT. Okay, the truth terminal, the runner of the cycle so far that we've been bullish on since we started doing these lives. Now, I also searched the ticker to understand is there some way that someone can do something on the blockchain to make it look like this guy deployed something he didn't. Okay. Wow. Oh shit. It's going. Wow. Sorry. Okay. Now, okay, this guy's saying, bro. So then we search the ticker on Twitter, right? This guy's saying, bro, GOAT and Toga deployers are not the same. Just look at the signers. Do not get farmed. Is that the signer? But what does that mean, man? I don't understand.
I think the signer is like the person, because I've launched one on Pump.fun, and then essentially I think the signer is the same wallet that says.
Okay, I think this guy Stan Trader.
That's the one I'm talking about. He first said yes.
He tweeted, "I just noticed Toga was deployed by the same dev as GOAT."
And then he just changed tones.
No, and then this guy says no. Toga deployer pretended to be the GOAT deployer. And then this guy says GOAT never deployed Toga. Look at these wallets. Deployer shitty pump fun. So it looks like someone's faking it. So I'm gonna have to sell some. I'm just cover my. Well, I don't want to sell it because it's going terrible. I don't think people care. Dang, this is a tough one, dude. This is a tough one. Wow. It's up 100% since we covered on the live.
I mean, like I said, it's gonna run, man. I don't see
You
this.
think this ends well, or does it end?
I don't think it ends well, to be honest.
Let's keep figuring out like what actually happened on the blockchain. Was it deployed by the same guy? All right. Oh, it's pulling back. Do the degens care? That's the question. Do
No,
they care?
of course not. I mean, here's live price action, guys. I'm gonna keep buying some here. I mean, some of my entries were pretty good. I got in like a 1.8, which is pretty solid.
It looks like it's hitting some resistance here at 5 mil though. Oh, it's pulling back. Okay. All right, I took some profit because I don't understand it. If it is deployed, not deployed. Took profit on half. I don't know. I might end up regretting that. We'll see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up regretting it. Well, it's still at 4 mil. All right, I'm gonna continue looking for tweets.
Yeah, you wanna share that?
Is it recovering? Yeah, I think I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret selling, aren't I? It's going. Are you buying more?
Yeah, dude.
Damn it! I'm gonna have to buy back higher now. All right, that's a good round number to have. All right, share my screen. Let me know if it takes a big dip or yeah, just keep me updated there. Okay. Let's see if it's up on the main feed yet. You see my screen?
Yeah, you're good.
So we're gonna search, see if there's any updates here. Let's see if anyone replied to him. If this guy knows what he's talking about. They are the same. Goat deployer did receive 0.5 after bonding. Deployer didn't mint because he didn't buy supply. The guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. Check mesoteric seems. This guy says sold my position in Togo for 70 SOL profit. This is 100% launched by Goat deployer, not a LARP. This is what confirms it. SolScan shows a different wallet deploying because it was the first guy. Toga's made 100%. What first guy, man? I think everyone is simultaneously doing what we're doing now. It's trying to figure out if it is the same deployer.
Dude, imagine a tweet coming out from Goat himself saying, "This is my baby."
Imagine him saying, like, disavowing it, right?
Yeah.
Could do the same thing. All right. Yeah, I think I messed up my entry here, but I have to buy back in. Yes, sir. We're back. We're back in. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Weirdest stream ever, man. Well, it could be the best stream ever if this works out.
Yep. Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm up 100%, so that's a win-win.
Dang. But how much are you up total, though?
What do you mean? I'm up 100%.
Like on all your buys?
Yeah, on all of it combined.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah, one thing. What's
I got
that?
flooded out of my. I got flooded out of my original entry, so
Yeah, dude.
I'm only up
I
40%.
would. You have to think about it this way, and so we've seen the price action here, right? By the time we figure out if it's true or not, this is going to be
It's going to be a lot higher, and if we figure out it is true, like basically the chart is telling you if it's true or not.
Yeah, and then it doesn't matter, regardless. Like
No, it matters a lot, dude. It matters a lot.
Well, that's
everyone's
fine.
gonna
I'm willing to lose like this. That's fine. My entry is great. I don't care. But the thing is that by the time anybody figures out the truth of this is going to be at 10 million or 15 million. This is only an hour.
It's deployed by the same goat guy. It's going to be a lot higher than that.
There you go. So then there's nothing for me. There isn't like much to really think about or hesitate in. By the time we figure out, that it's true or fake, we're going to be at crazy profits, and it doesn't matter afterwards, right?
Very good point.
And we just have to keep our
if we had just
alerts.
Right when we saw it, we would be up 100%. Well, you are 100%.
Yeah,
you didn't add any, did you?
Yeah, I added more on the little dips. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, keep an eye on it for me. Like, let's finally let's go through Twitter.
It's so crazy.
This is what we wait for. What we look for every day. If you're watching this, when you get an opportunity like this, it's almost free money. Almost. The only risk is you might get rugged.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Never spend whatever you're not willing to lose. So if you're
just understand when you go into a play like this, and you have to make really quick decisions, and you have to be prepared to lose whatever it is you're betting.
Yeah. You're sharing your screen, by the way.
Yeah, I know. So let's do some research now. It does look like it wants to continue.
Yeah, we hit a target right now.
5.6.
That's crazy. You see, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like the shit's not gonna come down.
But let's take a look if it's trending here. I mean, it's got 20 million in volume, 9,000 makers, 3,400 holders already. This thing is booming. No, okay. I keep trying to look at this, and I keep getting distracted. Now, who's this guy, MetaDev? Is he a fudder?
Probably. He wants his bags lower.
He's followed by some guys, so he seems to be legit. The floors are not the same. Signers, okay. So let's analyze the facts here. The signers are different. Okay, so that's where the FUD's coming from. Now, do people understand what that is? Probably not. Most people. So they're gonna do what we do, which is ape and then ask questions later.
Right. And by the time that happens, the price is going to be at like 30 million. Right.
Now, this guy's saying they are the same. Go deployer received 0.5. So after bonding, deployer didn't mint because he didn't buy supply. So go deployer didn't mint because he didn't buy supply. What is that? I guess that's why the signer looks different. So this is pump fund radio migration. Yeah, I don't understand this. Solana is a notoriously hard blockchain to understand from the Block Explorer. Let's look at this guy. Keep me updated on where we're going. Wow,
We're going higher, dude. This
we're
thing
going
is.
about Hala. That's where we're going.
We just hit 7 million market cap.
Let's go. 3x on the live. Who else is doing this, man? Who does it like this? Let's go.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna grab some water. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, I'll keep doing some research here. So,
yeah,
Toga deployed by the same dev. This guy says Toga deployer pretended to be the GOAT developer. It's so wow. Why could people be fudding it to get an entry? That is the question. It looks like they are. It looks like they almost fudded me out of my bags. Let's see what else people said. This guy's people are disagreeing. Evidence on chain concludes that it is the GOAT deployer. And it is moving like it is the GOAT deployer.
What's that? Anything good?
No, I'm just the same FUD, man. Same FUD, same.
Yeah, I'm looking at some too.
But it looks like, I mean, the market is an all-knowing being. The market has been wrong before, but this is moving like the market thinks like it is the GOAT deployer. I don't want any more. You scared me, and I sold a position at 500K. This guy just missed a 10x.
I mean, that's what they're here for. And again, until somebody with credibility comes out and says, "Yes, we did not deploy this," this is going to continue to pump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
So yeah, I mean, we're about to hit 8 mil.
That's crazy. All right, let's continue to do some research here. It's very important to do your diligence after you ape. 7 mil. You got to ape first, ask questions later when this kind of opportunity comes along. Toga, it's real. It was deployed by the GOAT dev. The reason why it shows a different deployer on trading tools is because the GOAT dev never bought the token. This means it was launched on Web 2. The GOAT dev pressed the button to launch the coin. I'm seeing more of a consensus that it is launched in sort of a different mechanism than GOAT was. And
all right, let me send you one. Check your DM. I just sent you a good one if you want to share that one.
On Telegram or what?
On Twitter.
You make me open up my Twitter DMs on stream.
Yeah. Is there?
Let's see what else. I mean, it's definitely if this is what we think it is, we're early. No doubt about it. We're early. Especially when you sent it to me. This guy says, this right here explains the Toga situation. Goat Wallet launched Toga but didn't buy any, so the coin wasn't minted. The first wallet that bought the coin is the wallet that minted the coin, but wasn't the one that launched it. What? Do you understand that?
Goat Wallet did it. That's hilarious.
Goat Wallet launched Toga but didn't buy any. Okay. So the coin wasn't minted. Okay. So he's saying the first buyer wasn't the deployer. The first wallet that bought the coin is the wallet that minted the coin, but wasn't the one that launched it. Goat Wallet did. Interesting. Okay, yeah. And then this explains like how pump.fun coin creation works. So
I got another one. Toga is deployed by GOAT deployer. However, you need to realize @Truth Terminal wasn't the deployer of GOAT. He was tagged to the coin and then endorsed it. This doesn't mean it won't run, but don't expect something huge, which is, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I think that was known already. That everyone knows that Truth Terminal didn't deploy Goat.
Right.
What, but if this is the same deployer that did deploy Goat,
Yes, it says Toga
then
is deployed by Goat Deployer, is what it said.
exactly that's what people are aping to
Yeah.
into. Uh, and I think that enough is enough to have it run. How high we don't know. We're gonna have to monitor it,
Yeah.
especially because we aped. But
And we're
uh,
still you're still doing okay. We're still at like a 6 million market cap. So, we're still 100. I'm like a 1.2x, which is still pretty good.
so let's
Um,
talk about. Okay, now let's talk about exactly. Yeah, keep me updated because I want
yeah,
to
I
make
got
sure I
you.
leave with good profit here.
Yeah. Let me know,
So
like, what's your price? What's your market price where you're like, all right, like, I'm not feeling comfortable.
let me even check how much I'm up here. So I forgot. Um, I mean, I'm up a pretty good amount here, but I'd like, I want to juice this thing. But greed is bad. Greed is how you lose.
Creed is bad. I mean, honestly, I think. All right, so let's just kind of think about this in a very logical way, and in a very
Wait, hold
okay.
on. Before we do that, let's just establish that it was launched by the person we think it was.
Dude, I don't know if we're gonna find out. There's just
No,
way
no, no,
too many.
because I have the tweet right here that explains how launch works now. Okay.
Excellent. All right, go.
So, pump.fun. We're introducing two huge changes to the pump fund mechanism. Coin creation is free. That is how this thing was launched without him buying it. So that's a key thing. Coin creators receive $80 when the coin completes its spawning curve. Instead of the creator having to pay $2 for coin creation, the cost is now paid by the first buyer of the coin. This unlocks the use case of someone creating a coin without buying any of its supply, which is what happened here, it looks like. Why would they do that? They receive zero point 0.5 SOL if the coin completes its bonding curve. It gets paid out from the pump fund migration fee, now only 1.5 SOL, paid regardless of whether, so they make 1.5 SOL, regardless of whether the coin devs have ever held the coin or still holding the coin. The reward also gives an incentive for all coins to get their coin to 100%. All devs get their coin 100%. When a coin's created, it's not put on chain until someone buys it. So that is where the confusion is coming from. There may be a difference between the time it launched on Pump Fund and when it launched on Mainnet. What you will see on SoulScan, for instance. So I think that confirms it, man. That clears it up for me. What do you think?
Sorry, dude, I was looking at something else in the price. Can you just kind of digest that for me? What happened?
Essentially, when a coin is deployed on Pump.Fund,
Yeah.
the first person that buys isn't always the person that deployed it. Okay, so when people show like two different wallets and are saying like, oh, it's not the goat dev because it's a different wallet, it's a different
So
signer.
yes, and I can
Then
actually.
let me finish. Then that means basically that's why there's two different signers, because the first person that bought isn't the person that deployed, but the first person that deployed is the goat deployer. That is my
Yeah.
conclusion, and I'm sticking to it.
So essentially,
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. You
yeah,
open up your photon here. Are you
I
sure?
remember I created a coin back in the day on Pump Fund, and they actually have snipes. So there's people that snipe your coin, right?
Someone sniped it, dude.
That's what I'm saying. And so I think that's the confusion. It's essentially someone sniped it before he even bought it, the Go creator. So I think that's where they're having the confusion. But you can do that. And a lot of people
Of
do that. They
course,
did that to me. So,
probably
I mean,
most of them.
yeah. So I mean, I was looking here at security, data and security, and I like this a lot overall. Mint disabled, freeze authority disabled, LP burn 97%, and top holders at only 8%. Besides that thing that you showed me or showed us in terms of if they've sent the money to a different wallet. But look, we're at 8 million now. So, you know, this is quite beautiful. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful live.
Oh my
You
God.
guys got the alpha on stream. If you aped with us, Hopefully you didn't get fudded out like me, because now my entry's worse. But a dub is a dub. I mean, I think that's solid for now, man. What do you think? We wrap here. I mean, I don't think we're gonna top this.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Let's call it a wrap, and then and we have other coins to talk about, but we'll probably talk about that.
We'll save that for the next stream. We just gave you guys a 200%, no 300, a 3x live on stream. No one's doing it like this. Yeah. And this is gonna be the bull run, man. This is gonna happen more than one time. So you guys got to be tuning into the lives and the Telegram group. And hopefully you guys got in this one.
Yeah, enough said. All right, man. Let's call it a day.